Hi everyone! This week's lesson is on the volume of a sphere, including compositions of different shapes and hemispheres, which is just half of a sphere. So let's look at some of the formulas we will be using. Volume and surface area. So the volume of a sphere is found using this formula, 4/3 pi r cubed, where r is your radius. The surface area of a sphere is found by 4 pi r squared, with again, radius r. So let's look at our first example. Let's find the surface area of a sphere with diameter 76 centimeters. So the formula for surface area is 4 pi r squared. And we actually want these answers in terms of pi. So I am just going to keep this pi right here. I'm not going to change it to 3.14. I'm going to keep it exactly as it is. So to find the surface area, we're going to do 4 pi, and then my radius, looks like they gave us diameter here. In order to find the radius, we have to take that diameter and divide it by 2. And 76 divided by 2 is 30. Ooh, 38. Now, to find that surface area, we're going to have to multiply these numbers together. We're going to be multiplying 4 times 38 squared. So let's multiply 4 times 38 squared. And we get 5776, 5,776. And remember, we're keeping it in terms of pi, and since I didn't do anything with that pi, we're going to stick it right at the end. 5,776 pi centimeters squared. When I'm talking about surface area, my surface area is going to be in units squared. Volume will be in units cubed. So let's look at the second example. We need to find the volume of this sphere and give the answer again in terms of pi. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, we need the radius, but it looks like they gave us the diameter here. If the diameter is 24, we take that and divide it by 2 to get the radius of 12. So volume is 4/3 pi times 12 cubed. We want it in terms of pi, so we're going to ignore the pi for now. And we're going to multiply 4/3 times 12 cubed. So 4/3 times 12 cubed is 2,304. So the volume is 2,304 pi inches cubed. The next thing we're going to be looking at is finding the volume of a hemisphere. So on each of these next slides, I put the formula for volume of a sphere up here in the right-hand corner for us in case we need to reference it. So find the volume of a hemisphere. Well, if I look at it, it looks like it's half of a sphere. So if I look at my volume formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. And in order to find the volume of a hemisphere, I'm going to actually be dividing this by 2. When I do that, the number that changes is this one right here. And 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. So the volume of a hemisphere is actually 2/3 pi r cubed. So let's plug our radius, which they gave us this time. Remember, radius is halfway across the circle. into our formula. Volume equals 2/3 pi times 15 cubed. So 2/3 times 15 cubed. Gives us 2,250 pi meters cubed. Now, we kept this in terms of pi. It didn't specify, but we can change this to a rounded decimal by just multiplying our 2,250 by pi. So we're just going to take that value and multiply it by pi. And we get 7,068.58, which will round up to 7,068.6. And again, this is if we do not want it in terms of pi. If I want it in terms of pi, this will be my answer. If it wants rounded to the nearest tenth, we would multiply our answer above by pi to get our value of 7,068.6 meters cubed. Now let's look at a word problem. A sporting goods store sells exercise balls in two sizes. Standard is 22 inches in diameter, and jumbo is 34 inches in diameter. How many times greater is the volume of a jumbo ball to the volume of a standard ball? Well, it looks like we've got two separate problems here. We had to find the volume of a standard ball and the volume of a jumbo ball. So let's do standard first. Volume of standard equals 4/3 pi r cubed. And what's the radius here? Well, I know the diameter is 22. So in order to find the radius, the diameter is 22. I divide it by 2 to find my radius. So the volume of a standard ball is 4/3 pi times 11 cubed. We're just going to be multiplying 4/3 times 11 cubed. Which gives us 1774.7 if we round up. One 774.7 pi inches cubed. For our example here, because we're estimating how many times greater the volume of a jumbo ball is, we're actually going to plug in that pi. So we're going to go back to our calculator and multiply this by pi. I get 5575.2. I'm actually just going to round it to the nearest whole number. And we're just going to write it as 5,575. Now let's find the volume of a jumbo exercise ball. So again, we're going to take 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. And again, for the jumbo ball, the diameter is 34. So to find the radius, I divide that value by 2, and I get 17. So we're going to plug in 17. 4/3, 17 cubed. I'm just going to replace that. And since we're rounding it to the nearest whole number, when I multiply by pi, I'm just going to keep that right in there. I get 20,579, which will round up to 20,580. So the volume is 20,580 inches cubed. Now, I found the volume of a standard exercise ball and the volume of a jumbo exercise ball. In order to find how many times greater the volume of the jumbo ball is to the volume of the standard ball, we're just going to take our two values, 20,580 and divide it by 5,575. So 20,580 divided by 5,575. And I get about 3.7. So a jumbo ball is about 3.7 times bigger than the volume of a standard ball. Now, what happens if I'm given the volume and I want to find the radius or diameter? What we're going to do is we're going to work backwards. So again, I know my formula is volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. This time, it's giving me the volume is 36,000 pi centimeters cubed. I'm going to replace my volume with 36,000 pi equals 4/3 pi r cubed. We need to find out what my radius is in order to find the diameter of this sphere. So the first thing I want to do is divide in order to get rid of some of these values. Well, I like to use this little shortcut. If you have pi's on both sides, when you divide by pi, they're going to go away. So a lot of times I just cross those out and I don't even worry about my pi's. If they have on both sides, they're going to go away. Now, in order to get r cubed by itself, I need to divide by 4/3. And if I'm dividing by a fraction, you actually end up multiplying by the reciprocal. So we're going to get r cubed equals whatever 3/4 of 36,000 is. So 3/4 of 36,000 is 27,000. So r cubed is 27,000. If I have a cubed here, in order to get rid of it, I want to take the cubed root. So we are going to find the cubed root of 27,000. So the cubed root of 27,000 is 30. So my radius is 30. I want to find my diameter, so I just double it. 30 plus 30, or 30 times 2 gives me 60 centimeters. Then we're going to go to the last one, which is a composite figure. So to find the surface area and volume of a composite figure. So let's do volume first. So I'm going to find the volume of the cylinder and the volume of this hemisphere. So to find the volume of this hemisphere, if we look back here, remember our formula is actually 2/3 pi r cubed. We're going to do 2/3 pi. My radius is half of 12, 6 cubed. Which is 144 pi inches cubed. Then we'll find the volume of our cylinder, which is pi r squared h. My radius, again, is 6. And my height is 9. So the volume of the cylinder is 324 pi inches cubed. In order to find the total volume of this composite figure, all we have to do is add our two volumes together, and we get the volume of the composite figure is 468 pi inches cubed. We don't need surface area for our show what you know for this week, so I'm going to skip that for now. Be sure to ask your teacher if you have any questions.